Hey kiddies, Uncle Jay here, and my eyes are gonna be looking cockeyed because I'm looking at myself like an idiot when the camera's right there. But anyway, like I promised, this is the third installment. I believe it is. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. The third installment of shirts that you may never own unless you shell out big bucks. So, I brought out a bunch of shirts over here, and we're gonna start right now with this beautiful, I got it, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, a month after he passed away, after they found him, because I guess he was dead for over 2 weeks or something like that. But this is the Lane Staley tribute shirt. Nothing on the back. I got this at Hot Topic in 2002. And this is an anvil tag. Hopefully that fixes itself, because it's backwards the way I see it right now, but it should fix itself. It's 2025, why wouldn't it? But anyway, I rarely ever worn this shirt. It's a beautiful shirt. And let's see what's going on eBay, shall we? So I found one right here. Good Lord, $299. But my issue is that the tag is a Fruit of the Loom. What's wrong here? Now, the shirt looks like it was very heavily worn. You could even see around the collar area. But the print looks like it might be a little bit worn. But let's see if there are any other ones. All right, here's another one for $125. And this one indeed is an anvil tag, size small. I'm not really sure what that says. Let me know in the comments if you could read that. I'm not really sure. But that would definitely be the date. And this one looks like it's in way better condition. Yeah. He was a very handsome man. It's a shame. It really is. But again, the anvil tag, just like the one I have. All right. Let's see what the next shirt is. All right. So our next shirt is this wonderful Marilyn Manson shirt from, I would guess 97, since it was late 96 that Antichrist Superstar came out. And it's by Tultex. And I've seen some Marilyn Manson shirts with that before. And usually they're Winterland. It's a Winterland brand. But I gotta make sure I got the whole damn shirt in here. It's the Marilyn Manson, When I'm God, Everyone Dies. And I noticed that there's some shirts out there that have all kinds of different tags. So let's look at the videotape, shall we? All right. Here's one right here for $70. So, I would imagine that it could be a reprint. Even mine could be a reprint. I don't know. This one is an Anatia Power Tee. I mean, no one's going to sell this shirt for $70. I'll tell you that much right now. I've seen this shirt go as high as $300. But it looks like it's in nice condition. Anyone who might not be, humongous spenders, I sure as hell can't be right now. I don't even want to talk about it. Especially all my goddamn doctor bills and all that. All right, let's see if we can find another one. Here's one for a G. The letter capital G. Oh, I guess it's in another country. Approximately $713. Isn't it beautiful? But here's the issue. As you can see right here. Come on. Work on me, you fucker. All right. There's no tag. There is no tag here. So how do I know? How do I know? And I didn't show you on mine, but yeah, no salvation, no forgiveness on the tags. Oh, here's a better picture. And obviously, it was a tag that was not a cheap tear-off tag like all the shirts today, because this tag has been horribly disemboweled, as you can see. Horrible. It almost looks like a goddamn eyelid. All right. For the hell of it, let's see if we can find one more. All right, here's one for $108.80. What a steal. Oh, this says color, size. So obviously this is definitely a reprint. But who the fuck is going to pay $108 for a reprinted shirt? Let's see what the tag says. Looks like it says Saint. That's the thing. You got to be careful with these shirts because they might not be the real deal and you might be disappointed. All right, let's look at the next shirt. All right, time for our next shirt. We have this beautiful, wonderful corn shirt from the Follow the Leader era. And very well designed shirt, very cool skater kind of thing, And this is just like all the other corn shirts, except for the really old ones, which were usually, I think they were Brockham or something like that. This is a giant tag. So, usually it was the giant tags back when they were selling them at Hot Topic and shit, back in the late 90s. As you can see, Follow the Leader, 98 tour. All right, let's look at the videotape. There it is right there, in the flesh. $145. Let's take a look. Oh, very nice. Yep, giant tag, just like what I have. Very nice condition, it looks like. Looks like the print isn't all cracked and shitty. This actually, it looks like it could have just rolled off of the printing factory yesterday. Very nice. Let's see if we can find another one. All right, here's another one for, again, this one's from another country, but it says approximately US, $106.98. They don't want 107, $106.98. Again, this one with the giant tag. Looks like a little bit of fading here. Not sure. It could be the picture. Could be the background. All in all, though, looks like a nice shirt. Looks like there might be a little bit of a stain over here. But again, what are you going to get from a shirt that's this old? I mean, You know, the damn thing's almost 30 years old. What do you want? But again, yeah, it's got the giant tag. Very nice. All right, let's see what our next shirt is. All right, up next, we have this Metallica. I would imagine 91, 92. Anyone who might have seen them in that era? Don't Tread on Me shirt. One of Pusshead's great designs. I actually got this from an old friend of mine I've known for well over 30 years, Mike DuPont. And this tag is an anvil tag. Let's look at the videotape. Almost lost it there. Bam! There it is. $125. You know, I would have thought it would have been more than that. And this one does not seem to have a tag. Oh, this one is definitely a reprint because you could see it's a Metallica printed tag. And they did not have that yet in the 90s. There it is. All right. This one is definitely a hoax. There's no way there's a shirt that old, or there's no way that this shirt is old enough to be worth $125. So let's see if there's another one. All right, here's one that is for $250, and it's a short sleeve. I can't find any of the long sleeves, so I might have a rare one. This one, it looks like the tag has been ripped off, carelessly ripped off, just like that one other shirt that we saw. But yeah, the short sleeves had a back. The long sleeves had a print on the arm. So that's pretty cool. But I can't seem to find any other long sleeves, so I might have some gold in my hands. All right, let's see what the next shirt is. All right, we're back. This is I might have done this in one of the videos, but let's do a little update and see what's going on. This is a 1994 Nine Inch Nails, the Downward Spiral shirt, the Salt and Teeth Trail, and there's a difference with this one. I've only known one other person on Metal Shirt Collectors who had this shirt. The difference is the back is all sliced up. Now I'll show you the difference with some of the shirts on eBay because I highly doubt I'm going to see this one. Now, legend has it that these shirts were specifically sold at the Woodstock show. And then I've heard other stories from people saying that they didn't sell individual band shirts, just Woodstock 94 shirts. Pretty cool. All right, let's look at the videotape. All right, here's one for $999. And I forgot to show you what the tag was. So let's go over here and look at the tag over here. This is an all-sport tag. And 99.9% of the Nine Inch Nails shirts out there were always an all-sport tag. So let's go back to the videotape. And this one, yes, if I can find the goddamn mouse, is definitely an all-sport tag. But is it the same back? No. This is the back that everyone is used to, whereas mine is all slid up. And as you can see, there's quite a big difference between the two. Isn't that wild? And this one is $999. Wow. Or as low as $89 a month with a payment plan. All right, let's see if we can find another one. All right, here's one for $1,049. Good Lord. Let's see. This is still the regular back. Now, so far, I'm not seeing a tag. That is because the tag has been carelessly ripped off. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be very weary when it comes to a shirt that doesn't have a tag. I've bought them before, very rarely, if it's something I really wanted, but I don't know about $1,049. Kind of makes me think. Let's look for one more. All right, here's the last one for $899. Wow, what a deal. All right, this one, also an all sport, and the same back as the other ones. I can't seem to find any like this. And like I said, I only knew one other person that had a shirt like this. And he was a guy on Metal Shirt Collectors. Hopefully he sees this video and he says anything. All right, let's see what our next shirt is. All right, next shirt. See my Aussie shirt? You like that? Yeah, no rest for the wicked. Crazy babies never say die. All right. Our next shirt is this 1993, before the album dropped, Ministry shirt for Psalm 69. Can you see it? Here's the back. And this is a Brockham tag. A Brockham Lesnar tag. Did you know that his family is the one that owned that company? I'm only fucking with you. Alright. So there it is. Ministry, Psalm 69. I remember I wanted this shirt so fucking bad. And obviously now I have it. Alright, let's go to the videotape. There it is. $250. Let's take a look. Alright, got this. Yeah, 1990. I'm sorry, I said 1993. I meant to say 1991. That is 1991. Even though that 19 looks backwards. Kind of weird. Alright. And this is a Brockham tag. A Brockham Lesnar tag. All right. So that's that. Let's see if we can find any other ones. All right, here's one for $400. Wonderful Party Boys. This is also the classic Brockham tag. And we got the 1991. This one actually looks more like 1991. Let's see if we can see it on my shirt real quick. There it is. 1991. Ministry. Under license. All right. it's obviously a beautiful shirt. The other one that we saw was definitely a lot cheaper than $400. But for any of you ministry fans, which I am, obviously, it's an awesome shirt to have. I mean, it's pretty fucking hard to find, I guess. All right, let's go for our next and possibly last shirt. All right, this is a very rare 1991, just like the ministry one. Even though the album came out in 1990. Jane's Addiction Ritual de lo Habitual shirt. Says Ritual de lo Habitual Tour 1991. And this is, just like the ministry, a Brockham tag. A Brockham Lesnar tag. Isn't it beautiful? This brings back very beautiful memories for me. And they weren't in 1991. They were only a few years ago. All right, let's look at the videotape. So here it is. $549. Or best offer. Now, it's from another country, I guess, so it's approximately $391. All right, here's the front. There's the back. And there is the Brockham tag. Now, if you notice, all these shirts are made in the USA. Obviously, except for the ones that didn't have tags. Who knows? They might be. They might be the real thing, you know? I've always been pissed off at the tags, but I sure as hell don't rip them off anymore. Let's see if we can find another one. All right, here's one that has a different back. This right here, which I believe is in the CD booklet. And this one might be even more rare than the one that I have. Still a Brockham tag. So this one might be from 1990, whereas the one I have is from 91. Not really a huge difference, but $499.95. Definitely a hard one to own unless you shell out those big bucks. All right. That was my last shirt. I'm going to dig out one more just for the hell of it. And we'll see what it is in a second. All right. Last but not least, this is a specialty item because, like I said, that Jane's Addiction one was the last one. But I decided to do one more for you guys. And this is the 1994 Far Beyond Driven World Tour shirt. Has that awesome pot leaf on it. It's got the earth with the drill going through it. And this is a Hanes 100% cotton. And it is made in the USA. If you can read that. All right, let's go to the videotape. Goddamn, I shouldn't like it. Okay, here's one right here for $200. And let's take a look-see. Very nice. Not so sure about that tag. It looks like a piece of white bacon. It looks like it's old, though. You can see from the sleeves. Let's see. This one's different because it says sold out. I'm wondering if this might be a parking lot bootleg. Not sure. Let's see if we can find any other ones. This one is more like it. $145.25. We got the Hanes Ultra Weight. We got the Pot Leaf. We got the World Tour Far Beyond Driven 94. It's a beautiful shirt. And it is made in the USA. Definitely a gorgeous shirt. Alright, let's see if we can find one more. Alright, last one. $200. Same thing. We got the Hanes. We got some serious holes over here. Look at that. Maybe they got a couple moths around or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I love this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts. And the shirt that I have is a large, and I've worn it so much that it's become an extra large. It's incredible. And just for an added bonus, this is a shirt that I used to have. I miss it dearly. It was one of my favorite shirts ever. I don't know what the fuck ever happened to it. It's a Winterland tag. Oh, how I miss this shirt so much. This shirt was so badass. And this is $439. Who knows? Maybe this is my fucking shirt. Someone stole it and they're trying to fucking make bank off of my shit. What a shame. What a fucking shame. Alright, kiddies. So that was the third, I believe it's the third installment of shirts that you may never own unless you shell out big bucks. Almost a half-hour video. I'm not cheating anybody out of anything. My cat's over there wondering what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, if you're new here, like, subscribe, watch all my other videos. I had longer hair in a lot of the videos. The videos go back to almost 10 years ago, 8 years ago, shit like that. You can see my buddy Pogo again when he was still alive. I miss him very dearly. And Metal Shirt Collectors on Facebook. Look for Metal Shirt Collectors on Facebook and add on and, you know, show off all your shit. All the admins, they're great people. They'll help you out. And that's about it. So, from Uncle Jay here, Metal Shirt Collectors, to you at home, stay metal. Look at that crooked ass finger.